Hail brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield and welcome back to Factorio Megabus. I could probably do with improving some of the coal supply for my steam engines, for my power supply, because this is pretty dreadful. So, yeah, that should do it. And I'm just going to drag this down, I'm going to loop it round to plug in here. And that should just help keep things running a little bit better. If I stick that there, that doesn't quite power everything. Great, that'll do it. Because the issue that we're having with power now is that we've just not got enough coal coming in. But my plan was, if I remember correctly, I wanted to bring coal in from this patch. Research menu. You're not a patch of coal. I'm trying to show the people what I plan to do, and you're telling me that I've got improved cannon shell damage. I mean, that's nice and all, but... I might let research kind of shut down for a little bit, because it's probably making a bit more of a drain on the system, and it kind of needs a little bit of a break as it is. So we'll let the research kind of back up a little bit. And then we will go about sorting out some improved coal. I mean, this belt needs to be improved anyway. That needs to be red belt. So, what could we do? How could we go about fixing this? There we go. That'll do it. That will help out with just getting rid of the excess coal that was in those burner drills. And it will get a little bit more into the system. So... plan. Let's figure out what I want to do. I think this iron, at the very least, could probably be condensed down onto a single line. There is no need to have... although, actually, that could be the line that I bring coal in. Also clears out a little bit more space for putting more coal miners down. But I think that belt is starting to look a little better. I could maybe make all of this red belt, just to help it get into the system a bit quicker. I'll drag this all the way along, and we'll just halt it there, like that. That will compress the belt, but burner inserters, these ones, the actual coal-powered ones, aren't quick enough to take off anything faster than a yellow belt. So that's one thing you have to bear in mind if you're doing this sort of stuff. If you're playing around with different belt speeds on your power supply. Right, these are done. Good. Once I've got... oh, I have got more mining drills. Oh, fantastic. Isn't that just glorious? Well, then we'll plonk all of these down. And have even better power supply. Yes! Or even better coal delivery. Which is the important thing. Right. Now, how am I going to do this? If I bring this over this way, maybe put a gap in here, and we'll bring this line over. Find a space somewhere around the main bus that I can link it up to the coal supply. But first off, I should probably figure out where I want the coal supply to be mined from. So I'm going to pick up all of these. I mean, the power's still struggling, which ain't great. I mean, I think I still want to get rid of all of the stuff that is here. May as well kind of just stick with the system that I had, but extend it further. Maybe sort it from this side. We can get all that in. And then I'll bring this round, and we'll loop it up this way. And I think we could probably get more miners to support this belt as well, so we'll put a few more here. Because if all of this is going to be supplying both the, well, not just the main power, it's going to be supplying the power, it's going to be supplying the smelting arrays, and it is going to be supplying the main bus. So we want a fairly good bit of throughput coming through here. So I'll just bring this belt, or bring these belts up. And I will do a bit of a balancer going this way. Ooh, don't need that there. I'll bring you over. And I'll run out of belt. Oh, of course I will. Of course I'll run out of belt. Isn't it just fantastic? I love running out of belt. Running out of belt's the best thing in the world. At least I'm right next to the belt assembly. That's something. I don't want this yellow belt. That can go in here. These splitters, they can go in there. I've got... Oh, wow, I've still got, like, a load of them. Okay, well, never mind, then. You know, the old phrase of never fucking mind. Where am I putting this coal? It's going onto this belt, so we'll get rid of this. You can go down that way, and then we can bring this over this way. Is that coming through okay? That's looking a bit weird. Oh, it's probably because the belt slows down to yellow a bit further down, doesn't it? I need to go and sort out the rest of this belt. And then you need to come up this way. We want space enough for 4 belts of copper. And that should do. That should really help things as far as the throughput of coal. And if that don't help, then fucking... Well, I'd say nothing will, but... I mean, I could ultimately just rebuild everything. I kind of don't want to do that. That's going to be an awful lot of work. Power's looking a little bit better now. But we will need another steam column set up at some point, and I've not really got the space here for it, so we might have to move the power supply. And I'm wondering where to. I mean, there's a nice big patch of coal up here, so that's always an option. And there's one over on this side as well. So we've got places that we could put it where it would make logistical sense for getting the power generation over there. And that belt is backing up really rather nicely, which is really good to see. So get rid of some more of these. And that one's nearly run out, so I may as well stick around for it. And how's stuff going up on this northern one as well? Some of these are clearing out. You've got 213 left. So we're down to less than 1,000 on each miner up here, which is damn good news. It means we won't have this around for much longer, and we can finish sorting out these iron smelters, or the iron smelting over here. And yep, that's a lot of iron. Well, that's a lot of coal being used. Well, let's speed up this belt, and we can start getting grenades produced once again. And done. Right, that should get all of these assemblers functioning, and significantly drain out that belt of coal. It's fine, I don't want this patch underneath my green circuits anyway. I really don't like having to build on top of resources, which, considering that the maps are infinite in scale, and the further out you go from your starting location, the bigger the patches of ore become, it doesn't really make sense. You should just be quite happy to build on top of resources, but I don't. I have halted the progression of my factories before because I want to keep because I want to get the smallest patch of coal or copper out from underneath where the main bus is going, or where I want to build one of my assembly lines or something. It's a fucking ridiculous mess. It really is. Okay, I want to sort out something that is going to really help me with building up this factory, and that means robots. So today we're going to be sorting out this inventory to start with. It's an absolute clusterfuck of crap. But I want to build robot assembly. I want to get logistics robots and construction robots in the air. And then once we've got that, we should have a far easier time in building the base up. Where's the other stuff that I want to dump off? I've got a splitter here that I don't want. And we can also go about having the robots sort out kind of wall defense and helping to load up guns, or repairing the walls, or even just building the walls. You know, people go about. I've been watching a YouTuber who does some very good Factorio videos. She's called Catherine of Sky. So if you haven't heard of her, go and check her out. She's got some fantastic videos on building like mega bases, and she goes really in depth with a lot of her stuff, and she's not afraid to kind of sit back and explain things, and she does a very good job of it. I really enjoy her work, and I think everybody else who enjoys Factorio, if you haven't checked her out already, you should definitely go and do that. But she's got some really cool designs for like kind of automating wall construction using blueprints and bots, and it's just some fascinating stuff and really worth having a look at if you're interested in this sort of stuff. I'm just going to add a few more copper miners on here. Did I not make any of this red belt? This seems a bit daft. Right, I think it's red belt from here on out, so that's fine. That sorted things out. Now, what was I doing? I'll get around to doing things one day. We were going to start sorting out robot production, weren't we? Oh yeah, I was dumping stuff off. That's what I was doing. Oh, here, have some coal as well. I don't need that. And I don't need stone. This can be put back up into some smelters where it can be made use of. Right, give me assemblers. I'm going to need these. And I'm okay for inserters, I think. Yeah, I've got long-handled. I could do with some fast inserters, maybe. But there's no guarantee I'm going to need them. But I'd rather have them just to be on the safe side. So, where do we want to put this robot assembly? Probably right next to Blue Science. But first things first, actually, we're going to need sulfuric acid so that we can make batteries. And I also need grenades so that I can clear some space, because I need some space. Yeah, just give me a load of ammo as well. That's really what I needed. Right, let's clear out a little bit of space here. We probably won't need this much, but if we decide to expand some various productions, we are going to need to expand the bus, so we may as well clear out all of these. Sorry, Bugs, I know you're quite fond of these trees, but I'm not, because they're mostly in the way. They do look very pretty, don't get me wrong on that. I need room. I need room to work. You don't work, you just sit here absorbing all the pollution. You know, it's not really work, it's not particularly rewarding, is it? Right. Sulfuric acid. We need sulfur. Oh, first off, we need sulfur. So, sulfur, first on the list. Water and petroleum gas made in a chemical plant. I can make 4 of those, and I'm probably going to need them, so I'm going to do 2 for sulfur. And, yeah, I'm definitely going to need them, because I need them for making batteries. Okay, what do I need for more chemical plants? Steel! Good old steel. Okay, so water and petroleum gas in order to make sulfuric, or in order to make sulfur. So, a gap of 1, 2, 3, 2. Do that like that. And then a gap of 3 in the middle for the sulfur to leave out. Leave out of, I should say. Sulfur. Actually, I may as well just do this on the same side. Can't do it like that though, it's got to have a gap in the middle, otherwise it's going to cock up. There we go. Right, so we need water and petroleum. Actually, I need to get water on the main bus. That's a thing. I need to go and get some more pipes. That's a thing. I think I'm going to drag water in on this 3rd line here. Now, I think there's like kind of a varying difference in people when it comes down to making like kind of the fluid mechanic type stuff, the fluidy things on the bus, you know, kind of oil-based products. I think there are some people that do prefer to I didn't want to do that. I think there are people who prefer to do everything on the main bus, which I'm quite happy to do because it keeps everything centralized. I think there are others who would prefer to do all of this stuff because it's all based with you know, oil-based products. They would do it down by the oil refineries and all that sort of stuff. I started this like in some recent factories I've gone for do everything down by the refineries route. But because I started this one, doing everything on the main bus, and just doing things like the cracking and actual refining of oils over by the refinery. Yeah, I do know there are some people who would prefer to do things over by the refinery, and they may yell at me for doing everything on the main bus, but I think I said in the last episode of Attack on Factorio that I've learned a lot since starting up both of these series. And there are a lot of things that I would do differently now if I were to start a new series. And, you know, just based off of the way that I want to drop... I don't want, like, one of these in here. Why have I only got one? I don't know where the remainder went. I think I probably smashed into a pipe or something, didn't I? That sounds about right. But, yeah, if I were to start a new series, there are a lot of things that I would do differently. However, because I've kind of gone with the mindset of do everything on the main bus, I'm going to be doing that. And I've probably not scaled a lot of things particularly well, as well, like the way I started out these smelting columns. Like, they should, in order to fully saturate this belt, they should be this long. They should be 48 smelters, whereas these are, like, if this belt on this one was a yellow belt, this would be fully saturated, and it'd be fine. But because I, like, even just by my personal preference of preferring red belt, it's not perfectly optimized. Right, I need to bring water in from somewhere. Where am I going to do that? This is slowly filling up, which is great. I'd like to get some more undergrounds. I think I'm bringing in water from over here, aren't I? So I could probably just go and put another pump in to feed onto the main bus, because I don't think I want to go about splitting off what I'm using in the refinery itself. So, no, I'm gonna bring you down this way. Oh god, there's pipe everywhere. That's not good. It needs to come down a bit further anyway. Oh, that's just enough. Just enough to run alongside absolutely everything else, which is quite nice. And now I'm out. Great. That's grand. That's wonderful. Are these working? Why is the... What are the refineries full on? Petroleum. Light oil cracking is working. What are your conditions? You're enabled when lubricant is over 20,000. Yes, very nice. And you're enabled when heavy oil is greater than light oil. Oh, right. Light oil is completely full. Right, pump in place. We've now got water headed towards the main bus. So let's go and connect it up. We can start getting some sulfur made. We can turn that into sulfuric acid with, I think it's iron? Iron and water to make sulfuric acid. And then we need iron, copper, and batteries to... iron, copper, and sulfuric acid in order to make batteries. Okay, remembering things. It's a good thing to do. That's water connected there. Is that coming through to the sulfur production? Dun 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 dun. No, because there's no power. That should do it. There we go. That's got us some sulfur. Now, sulfur's not used in many things. It's used in making sulfuric acid, which is used to make things like processing units, batteries. I think there's something else that it's used for, but I can't remember what. Oh, it's used for harvesting uranium ore, so there's that. But sulfur is mostly used in making explosives. And honestly, I don't know how much I'm going to be making of explosives, but I may as well add this to the bus, because it's an intermediate product that I want to make sure I've got a supply of, so if I am going to be using it, I may as well just slap it down. Have I done my spacing right there? Yes, I have. Good. And... oh, no, that's gone a little bit too far. I should probably just stick it on the end here with plastic. So this is going to be oil-based kind of intermediate products, I think. I'm going to have plastic, sulfur, batteries will probably be going on here as well, and if there's something else, it'll go on the other end. So that's that. That's sulfur production. Now let's sort out sulfuric acid. And I don't want 86 sulfur in my pockets, so if the machines could have this back, that would be lovely. Now we're just going to do a very similar thing over here. So sulfuric acid, we need sulfur, iron, and iron plate, so that can probably just go onto a belt, a single belt, and we need a storage tank for sulfuric acid, and we need a belt coming in this way. And this is going to have iron and sulfur on it. Iron is here, so we'll drag this along. And we shall one-side the belt, like so. And I'm out of undergrounds. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to open some of these chests up so that we've got a little bit more production available of the things that we are wanting. I've still got a load of stuff in my pockets that I probably don't need. I'm sure we'll be hitting the power armors soon enough, so we shouldn't have to worry too much. And this line of sulfur wants to come down this way. It's doing a little bit of a U-turn. But you know what? It's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind if stuff is going all over the place in higgledy-piggledy fashions, and when it doesn't really need to. It doesn't mean a bloody thing. It's fine. Fucking out a red belt. Just extended the bus along to match where we're currently building. So we need... these produce every second, so we may as well have fast inserters on this. And we're now getting sulfuric acid, which is great. So that's going down onto the fluid bus. And now we need to sort out the production of batteries, so that we can get robots produced, get robots in the air. And then so much of this is going to be easier. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for robots. Right, that's a lot more room to clear out. Well, it's a lot more room that's been cleared out that I can work in. Yeah. So I need more chemical plants. How quickly are batteries made? Every 5 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to go with 10 chemical plants, I reckon, for making batteries. Because not only are they going to be getting used for making the construction and logistics robots, they're needed in the form of the flying robot frames. Batteries will be needed for quite a few other things, including things like laser turrets and some of the power armor stuff, like I think the personal roboports use them, and where else? There's something else that I'm thinking of. Oh yeah, sciences. High-tech science uses them. So we will need to make sure we've got some of those. So, go there. More research, thank you. Copy the recipe over. And you need sulfuric acid, iron, and copper. So we're just going to have a pipe kind of running along like this. And you're made every 5 seconds. So you don't need fast inserters or anything more power hungry than standard inserters, which is fine. We could probably get away with just using a yellow belt as well. But you know what, sod it, I'm going to use a red belt because I think it looks better. I think it's a nicer colour. And once again, just extending the bus down because we're going to be needing quite a few of these materials when we get around to actually making the robots. Oh yeah, this thing could do with some power, couldn't it? It'd probably help. I think some light would be nice as well. Yeah. Nice to see what we're doing. Right, there we go. And, oh, I need to put in a belt on the other side to empty this thing out, don't I? Yes. It would be helpful. Oh, that's just the perfect amount of belt, I reckon. Just deleting the old yellow belt stuff from my hotbar because I don't want to have it there anymore. I'm probably not going to be using it. I'm going to be upgrading everything to red belt and eventually blue belt. And ooh boys, things going to be fast then. Getting a lot of this rocket damage stuff done. But there we go. Batteries on the bus. They go round and round. And I think power is starting to suffer enough that I'm considering it an issue. So I'm going to take a quick break from sorting this stuff out. We're going to go and put in a new column of steam engines. And that's going to involve a lot of gears, pipes, and iron. So, gears, come to me. Right, I think I've got a box full of stone furnaces somewhere. I'm going to move these blueprints down into my hotbar. Or even into the blueprint book. Oh, that's balances. Sod it, they can all go in here for now. Because I'm going to want to tidy up this steam setup. And obviously put another one in. Yep, I do have... I need 20 for what I'm doing. And I've got others that I can get rid of. Alright, there's an awful lot of trees over this way. Mother Nature, you may be in my way again. We're going to have words, you and I. Alright, I think I'm going to plonk this around about here. That's half. And that is another half. And then we're going to have a belt. And then we're going to put this down again. So, it's inserter, belt, plonk. And again. Now, there's one thing to consider with, like, my saying I was going to eradicate yellow belt from my factory. Is I do still need it for power systems. Probably should have held on to some of that. But I need to get this power system sorted. I need to get things fixed. I need to get research back on the go as well. But things are coming along. Ooh, we've got a miner out here. There's another one about to run out as well. There we go. Right, I'm glad that I'm starting to get this coal out of the way. There's another one as well. Yes. I'm probably going to be running a little over time today and not quite getting everything that I wanted done finished. I did want to try and have robots in the air by the end of this episode. Ooh, got some more miners out up that way. Great. But as it stands, power needs to be fixed. Power needs to be dealt with. So we've got to focus our efforts. And I'm going to be bringing the fuel line over this way. Fucking trees. All up in my face. Get out. Ow. So we'll just get yellow belt taking the coal all the way up here. Red belt should be enough to supply everything. I'm hoping. And the reason I haven't put this lot in is because I'm going to be transferring the old power setup over to this new location. But I want to get this one operational before I do that. I want to keep this nice and neat and tidy and have it all looking good. And I'm out of regular pipe. I've got iron on me. It's fine. I'm not crafting it. Well, I am crafting it. I'm not running back for it. There are more goddamn trees in my way. And fuck, they are really in my way. This is not good stuff for a man on a schedule. They're damaging stuff over that way. I don't like it. No, thank you, bugs. Go away. I need a pump. And huzzah. Oh, no, I need to plug in the pump into the pipes. And we should now have water in all of these boilers. We do, we just need to get the coal over here. It's all connecting up to the power system, and we've got another 40 steam engines up here, so it should read 80. Yep, but we got bugger all performance out of half of it, so let's get that going. And hopefully I could maybe try and disconnect this and have it all just carry over. Let half of this shut down. Well, that lot's all shut down anyway, because it's not actually connected to any power now. Well, it's not connected to the network. So we could probably remove it. And then as that coal makes its way over, that new system will fire up, and we can transfer this lot over. And everything will be fantastic once again. How's the coal doing? It's about to hit that system. So we should start to see more of them fire up. I want to say. Oh, yep, there we go. It's starting to come back into action. That's the stuff. Okay. I've got these pipes both hooked up. I've transferred everything over, and we should now have 80 steam engines pumping out as much juice as they can. And they are. They're working at roughly around about half power while we've got everything running, which I think is bloody good. So it's a hell of an improvement. The base is going to be far better off. I've got some belts here that I can pick up. I've got an awful load of crap that I need to get rid of in my backpack. I really just need better armor. That's kind of where I'm sitting right now. We've got a load of power lines that we need to get rid of, but this space has been cleared out, which is great. And yeah, I think things are going well. Again, I wish I'd been able to get around to working on the robot stuff today, but I didn't get the opportunity. So we'll crack on with that in the next episode. So I'll leave this one off here and just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out the playlists on the channel for more Let's Plays on metal covers, and give this video a like or a comment just to leave your thoughts. And if you wish to join the ever-growing ranks of the Order of the Shield, be sure to hit that subscribe button, or maybe even consider checking out my Patreon and becoming an officer within the ranks. But thank you again for watching this video, and I'll catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield, signing off. That was the best recovery I've ever seen in anything ever.